Waterworks, 915 North Parker Drive in Janesville. edwaterworks.com.
You know what really gets a party started? Indoor baseball. Yeah, just find a broom or a pool cue, and you can use like anything as a ball. Cans, bottles, shoes.
Hey, bro, toss me that avocado.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb, but if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving, the ultimate party foul. Learn more at ultimatepartyfoul.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to WADR LP 103.5 FM in Janesville, Wisconsin. Program support for WADR 103.5 FM Janesville, Wisconsin is brought to you by
A-Plus Insulation,
Helgenson Development Corporation,
Simmons Fence,
Diversified Construction of Wisconsin,
Nemitz Design,
Vance Printing,
Avia Salon and Spa,
E&D Waterworks,
Homigan Consignment.
This program is also supported by financial contributions from listeners like you. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Janesville's community radio station, WADR 103.5 FM. If you or your business is interested in underwriting with WADR, please contact our office, area code 608-563-0111. Thank you.
You are listening to 103.5 FM WADR, Janesville Community Radio. The shows found on WADR and its web presences can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. The sentiments and opinions expressed on WADR are not necessarily those of Janesville Community Radio, Inc., program hosts, underwriters, or their collaborators.
You are listening to WADR with my dad, Reese Wood.
Good morning. You're listening to The Morning Show on WADR 103.5 FM, Janesville Community Radio. And we are live streaming on TuneIn and video streaming this morning at blab.im when you type WADR in the Blab search bar. And our video stream rebroadcast is up on YouTube. Today is April 19th, the 109th day of the year, just 256 days remaining until 2017. On the show today, we have returning guest, Beloit community member Billy Jones with Zach Schramm. We'll be discussing consciousness raising, and I'm sure we'll go over news links from the WADR Morning Show Facebook page. And if you haven't had a chance to visit that page, you can find it when you type WADR in the Facebook search bar. During the show today, we're going to give away $10 and $20 gift certificates to Avia Salon and Spa and Wildwood Theater movie passes for 2, good for regular or 3D. Avia Salon and Spa located in downtown Janesville at 500 East Milwaukee Street, pretty much right across the street from WADR. Talk about local support. We're going to kick off this morning with a couple tracks from this day in music history. Thanks for staying tuned. When we get back, headlines and more.
Dirty baby, and if you won't impress me,
don't have to be rich to be my girl. You don't have to be cool to rule my world. Ain't no particular size I'm more compatible with. I just want your extra time and your kiss, yes. I think this. Women like girls rule my world. I said they rule my world. At your age, now your shoes size, maybe we could do the twirl. You don't have to watch Dynasty to have an attitude. You just leave it all up to me, my love. Be your fool. Yeah, you don't have to be rich to be my girl. You don't have to be cool to rule my world. I love that thing you look back. I just want your extra time and your kiss.
This is Bobby Kuhn, Director of Media Relations and Marketing for the Beloit Snappers. Thanks for listening to The Morning Show on WADR 103.5 LP FM.
Take me now, baby, here as I am. Pull me close, try and understand. Desire is hunger, is the fire I breathe. Love is a banquet on which we feed. Come on now, try and understand the way I feel when I'm in your head. Take my hand, come undercover. They can't hurt you now, can't hurt you now, can't hurt you now. Because the night belongs to lovers. Because the night belongs to life. Because the night belongs to lovers. Because the night belongs to us. Have I doubt when I'm alone? Love is a ring, the telephone. Love is an angel disguised as lust. Here in our bed until the morning comes. Come on now, try and understand the way I feel under your command. Take my hand as the sun descends. We can't touch you now, can't touch you now, can't touch you now. Because the night belongs to lovers. Because the night belongs to life. Because the night belongs to lovers. Because the night belongs to us. And love is without the vicious circle turns and burns. Without you, I cannot live. Forgive the yearning burden. I believe it's time to real to feel. So touch me now, touch me now, touch me now. Because the night belongs to lovers. Because the night belongs to life. Because the night belongs to lovers. Because the night belongs to us. Because the night there are two lovers. That we believe in the night we trust. Because the night
We're back. And let's get Joel's mic going here.
Yeah, I'm here.
You're here.
A little
All right.
late, but here nonetheless. So.
And apologies if you're listening on TuneIn, a slight little technical issue. We should be back up. Streams should be going. And can't hear anything on the FM. I'm wondering. Should be able to hear us on the FM, right?
I would hope so.
Joel, you're taking over for a second.
All right.
BRB.
What's up, everybody?
You know what? We'll cut to another track, but from 1986, the first song from this day in music history we heard, Prince. He became the only the fifth songwriter to have 2 top 10 hits at the same time. The songs were the one we heard, Kiss, and also Manic Monday that he wrote for the Bangles all the way back in 1986. Prince, one of
the Bangles.
Yep, only the 5th songwriter to have 2 top 10 hits at the same time. And a couple other tracks from this day in music history we're going to hear this morning. We're going to hear some Leonard Cohen. And also we heard Patti Smith in 1978. She released the track we heard this morning, Because the Night, 1978. We're also going to hear, AC/DC's in this day in music history for AC/DC fans. We might finish with a track from them. Maybe, maybe not. All right. It is April 19th, 2016. Let's look at this day in Wisconsin history. Actually, you know what? We're going to cut to a real short track here. And we're going to check the streams. Thanks for staying tuned. They're not coming to get us, I swear.
I promise.
We do have guests on the way, Billy Jones and Zach Schramm. We're going to talk about consciousness raising. Great topic.
Nice.
We'll be back in a few moments.
I once held her in my arms. She said she would always stay. But I was cruel, I treated her like a fool. I threw it all away. Once I hit mountains in the palm of my hand, and rivers that ran through every day. That must have been me. I never knew what I had until I threw it all away. Love is all that is. It makes the world go round. Love and only love, it can't be denied. No matter what you think about it, you just won't be able to do without it. Take a tip from one who's tried. So if you find someone who gives you all of the love, take it to your heart, don't let it stray. Oh, I think for certain you will surely be a hurting if you throw it all away. If you throw it all away.
We're back. It's 1:15 Let's get a forecast. Right now, 48 degrees and 71% humidity. Today for our detailed forecast, scattered showers today, cloudy with a high near 60, east winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 40% today. Tonight, a 30% chance of showers, cloudy with a low around 47, east winds around 10 miles per hour. For Wednesday, slight chance of showers before 10 a.m., then a chance of showers and thunderstorms between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Then showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm after 4 p.m. Cloudy with a high near 67 for Wednesday. South winds around 10 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation for Wednesday, 70%. New rainfall amounts between a tenth and a quarter of an inch possible, except higher amounts in thunderstorm times. And Wednesday night looks like more showers are likely, possible, and thunderstorms as well before 1 a.m. Then a chance of showers. Cloudy with a low around 50 for Wednesday night. Chance of precipitation, 60%. And more rain going into Thursday. Cloudy Thursday night. And I do see sun on the radar for Friday, Joel. It is happening Friday.
It's always good to have sun on the docket after having rain.
Definitely.
From what it seems like.
You know, it's toasty up here in the studio today, but it's
is.
looking gloomy out. So it's not a bad combo. Nice laid back Tuesday here. Tuesday, my favorite day of the week. Tuesday is pizza day. Did you know that?
Is it really?
No. I don't know. I won't get into that. Let's get back into our schedule here. All right. 1852 in Wisconsin history. We got to get this day in Wisconsin history out of the way. All right. 1852. Wisconsin Schools for the Deaf is established. On this date, a bill passed by the state legislature for the establishment and maintenance of a school for deaf children in Walworth County, all the way back in 1852 in Wisconsin history. Moving on to 1862, Governor Harvey drowns in the Tennessee River. On this date, Governor Lewis Harvey died while leading an expedition to relieve Wisconsin troops after the Battle of Shiloh. The expedition was bringing doctors, nurses, and much-needed medical supplies to the soldiers when Harvey, crossing from one steamboat to another, slipped, fell into the swift currents of the Tennessee River, and never resurfaced. His body was recovered 10 days later, nearly 60 miles downstream. When news reached Madison, Lieutenant Governor Edward Solomon was sworn in as Wisconsin's first German-American governor. Not good.
Yikes.
Let's move on to 1877 in Wisconsin history. Ole Evenrude is born. On this day, Ole Evenrude, he was born in Oslo, Norway, though he did grow up in Cambridge. That's Cambridge, Wisconsin. After living in Madison, Pittsburgh, and Chicago, he worked as a consulting engineer with E.P. Alice Company, that in Milwaukee. In 1910, he invented the first outboard motor and later organized the Evinrude Motor Company, in which he remained president until his death in 1934. That does it for Wisconsin history. Today is Dutch-American Friendship Day. Got a little Dutch in you?
Do not.
Me either. I don't think so, at least. April 19th is Dutch-American Friendship Day, which remembers the day in 1782 when John Adams later became the second president of the United States. This was received by the States General in the Hague? Yeah, I don't know. And recognized as Minister of the United States of America. All right. Let's also recognize Patriots Day. Today's Patriots Day in Massachusetts, Wisconsin as well. Patriots Day in Maine. It is official in the state of Maine. Patriots Day. Familiar with that? Should be. It's here in Wisconsin.
All day.
I believe since 1969. All right. And today is also, well, that's it. Let's get to the word of the day today. And the word of the day today, unctuous. Unctuous. And the definition of unctuous, fatty, oily, smooth and greasy in texture or appearance. Or plastic, unctuous. Also defined sincerely smooth in speech or manner. And an example of unctuous. Anna was thankful that the unctuous man who first greeted her at the modeling agency would not be the person she would be working with.
Oh, not a fan of that person.
Unctuous. There you go. And
oily and fake.
And smooth.
And smooth.
And yes. Another word you should try using throughout your day. That's what's good about the word of the day. You learn something new and try to apply it. Try applying those new things. All right, we're done. Those are our daily things here. we're going to get into some headlines. It's 20 after the hour. It's actually 19 after the hour on the 19th. It's April 19th. Let's talk about something going on for Craig High School today. Craig High School student art event is set for today, Tuesday. This from the GazetteExtra.com. Craig High School students have organized a gallery walk, a photo essay display from 5 to 7 p.m. tonight at the Janesville Women's Club. That is 108 South Jackson Street. And this event will feature the work of students in the Craig Circles of Support team. The Craig Circles of Support team. The photo essay theme asks students to answer the questions, who am I and who are we? It's a great question. Students will be on hand to discuss their work and light appetizers will be served. A brief presentation by Jeffrey Lewis of the UW Extension will begin at 5:15 p.m. This is at Craig High School. Parking is available in the Janesville Women's Club lot, the Rock County OWI Treatment Center lot, and that is located at 303 West Court Street on Jackson Street. And Jackson Street in downtown Janesville. 5 to 7 p.m. tonight. Gallery walk for Craig High School students. Very interesting. Good times.
Yeah.
Let's look at a related one. I know I have some more for Janesville here. We do have one from the city council. They're going to set a listening session.
A listening session.
Yes. The Janesville City Council is going to host another listening session at 6 p.m. on April 28th at Craig High School, 401 South Randall Avenue. Residents are encouraged to ask council members questions or raise concerns. The meeting will be the first since Mark Bobzine and Jim Farrell left the council, and Jens Jorgensen and Paul Williams were elected to it. We have a couple new elected council members. And after the April 5th election. So this will be the first.
Those people handle business.
Exactly. And it's exciting. We got young guy Jens on there. I'm excited to see how this goes. Of course, it's going to go good, but exciting nonetheless. Yeah. April 28th at Craig High School, 6 p.m. That is a Janesville City Council listening session. And we're going over links from the WADR Morning Facebook page. I have one more here. Earth Day 2016. This is a UW Rock Festival event. Free food.
Ooh, can't go wrong with free food.
Right. Thursday, April 21st from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. This will be located at Shine outside the front quad. Rain, if rain does occur, it will be moved inside to the commons. What's the event details? Free food. Who's
putting this on?
I don't know. This is actually Earth Day, a UW Rock Festival. So the link is on the morning show page. There's a poster, a flyer. But this is an event where there's going to be live music, a recycle mania.
Recycle mania.
So what they're asking is that you bring your recyclables. Hopefully you got a couple of recyclables. Let's not invite them to my garage because I have more than a couple of recyclables. I just might have to donate.
Yeah.
Some recyclables that are included: sandwich bags, product wraps, bread bags, produce and grocery bags, newspaper sleeves, cereal bags, packaging air pillows. You know, those are fun.
Yeah.
You pop those. Old tennis shoes. This will be turned into a running track. Interesting. Old tennis shoes. Also old cell phones, old eyeglass frames, and pennies. That's right. Every dollar will go towards planting a tree. So even you can recycle your old pennies. It's awesome. And like I said, free food. This will be April 21st, Earth Day 2016, I believe, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. outside the front quad at UW. And if you're looking for more details, that's on the WADR Mornings Facebook page. Let's see what else we got on here. You know, there's been a lot of bad weather events lately. We have some flooding going on in Houston. 5 dead as a record rainfall floods Houston over the past few days. And if you didn't catch, there's also, page will let me see here. Ecuador earthquake, the death toll raises to 350. I believe it is actually near 400 and 1 American dead. Did you hear about these earthquakes in Ecuador?
No, I have not.
Lots of earthquakes from what I heard. We're going to get the details later in the first hour. We're also going to talk about the 5 storylines to watch in the New York primary. Now that's exciting. Everybody's waiting to see the results of the New York primary. And from what I've heard, even if Bernie wins it, Hillary's still ahead. Still ahead.
Really?
It's interesting.
Huh.
And, I was hopeful for Bernie, and I know a lot of people are, but I think Hillary might have it either way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's got me wondering. I really wonder. We got so many headlines. If you head to the web on Facebook, all you got to do is type WADR in the Facebook search bar. You can find the morning show page. That's where we have all our links posted. We are live streaming on blab.im. A couple of viewers stopped in this morning. The video stream on blab.im. We're also live audio streaming on TuneIn Radio. Hopefully we got a couple streaming listeners. We're going to head to another track right now. This is TV on the Radio. Right Now. It's the name of the track.
TV on the radio.
Right Now. We'll be back in a few moments. Thanks for staying tuned.
I see you praying on the dance floor. See you moving so inspired. It's got me wondering what you're asking for. Why you're slowly setting fires. See, I've been trying loud noise. It's getting kind of tired. Like a lot of people wanting more. Reach for carrot, wanna bite. You see right now. Confident right now. Revolution, revolution. Rolling back the status quo. While the pace of evolution, profit seems a little slow. But the book between the species, the nothing but it shows. You see infinite and finite. If you only get it more, see it right now. Please, right now. Right now. It's time to feel. See it right now. Please, right now. Right now. Falling into the all-in ones, letting go of the things they taught, has me thinking about the nature of one, and imaginary need for the silly little thing. That's the right now, love. Let go of such loss, embrace what cares about. Has me thinking about the nature of one, and imaginary need for the silly little dream. That's the right now. There's a golden light that's right. There's no bottom to this world. Wells of love and wells of ideas. Peace of mind beyond the self. There's a golden light that's right. There's no bottom to this world. Wells of love and wells of ideas. Peace of mind beyond the self. Breathe in the moment, let it make love. was father's love. Healing soul, healing soul. Falling into the all at once, letting go of the things that taught, has me thinking about the nature of want and imaginary need for the silly little things. That's right now, love. Let go of some loss, embrace some careful bond. Has me thinking about the nature of want and imaginary need for the silly little dream. That's right now.
Support for WADR 103.5 FM is provided in part by Nemitz Design, providing graphic design, photography, video editing, and film by email at mnemitz@charter.net, by phone at 608-931-1629, on the web at www.nemitzdesign.com. Support for WADR also comes from listeners like you. Thank you. Programming for WADR LP 103.5 FM in Janesville, Wisconsin, sponsored in part by Simmons Fence, offering a variety of fencing and railing and other related materials to homeowners and businesses since 1978. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., located at 4527 South Highway 51, Janesville, Wisconsin, by phone at 608-754-1610, on the web at simmonsfence.com. Simmons Fence.
You're listening to WADR with my dad, Reese Wood.
All right, we're back. It's the bottom of the first hour. It's April 19th, 2016. We got Billy Jones in the studio. And you know what? Hopefully I got your mic on here. I think I do. And Joel Squire, co-host.
Yeah.
It is Wednesday, right? Tuesday. Let's try Tuesday. Wednesday is the one everyone's going to forget, right? That's what I think. I don't know if we're doing a live show tomorrow. You going to be able to make it in tomorrow?
Good.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I might take tomorrow and Thursday off. Hopefully catch up on some sleep. But it is Tuesday, April 19th. Let's get back into some headlines here. In the second hour this morning, that's a little bit after 8 a.m., we're going to get into consciousness raising and all kinds of other community-related discussion. We're going to talk about Beloit. We're going to talk about Janesville. We're going to talk about the community. And as a community member from Beloit and Janesville, I consider them both the same. That's how it works for me, at least. Let's get back into those headlines. Did you hear about the earthquakes in Ecuador?
I haven't been following that one.
Yeah, it looks like 413 people killed in this serious earthquake event. Death toll at 413 as of Monday. And we talk about this time to time, climate change, things going on in the world. Here it is, a bunch of earthquakes. And, you know, what happens when these things happen, what's important is the response. Who's there to respond to it? Who gives aid to these things? And you remember the Haiti earthquakes, right?
Yeah, I remember that one.
Monumental and huge, just the biggest. And what I remember from that was the Bush-Clinton fundraising that went on afterwards. Little controversy, a lot of money raised, and a lot of iffiness. I'm just going to say that. When these serious events happen, the best thing to do is have people respond, you know, local, anybody who can respond. And you should have redundancies and survival tactics in place to actually deal with these things. This is one thing that I see that could be a serious problem for the United States: climate change, environmental disasters. And one thing I don't see is a lot of people being prepared for these things, not having a short-term amount of food on hand, not having proper medical supplies if these things happen. And living in Wisconsin, we tend to think these things can't happen to us, but there are some natural weather disasters that can hit us: tornadoes, flooding. And it's always good to be prepared. You don't want to be the person who is out of supplies when these things happen. So I like to keep up with the weather events because, like I said, I think people, they see them when they happen, but when it happens to you, it's usually too late, and something to think about.
Definitely.
And also, 5 dead in a record rainfall flood in Houston. Major flooding in Houston. I actually, my sister is down there right now. She sent some pictures, and it is knee deep. It's actually waist deep, mostly throughout Houston. It's looking pretty bad. As I said, these are the things we got to think about. We've had flooding here in Janesville and Beloit and Wisconsin. And you know what happened? A lot of people got property damage.
Yep.
And people needed that. We needed assistance from the state. A lot of people got checks to compensate for their property damage. And, you know, that does affect our economy. That impacts local and state economy. So let's get off that topic. We got about 25 minutes before the Daily Devo, Joe.
Yes.
Just to remind you.
Yes.
We're going over the WADR Mornings Facebook page, all kinds of headlines on there. And, you know, we also have the archives, the morning show on there, SoundCloud, all that. Here's one that's pretty controversial for Janesville. 5 things to know about Janesville. Did you hear about the bathroom ordinance
I heard
issue?
a little bit about it, but
all right.
I'm about to hear more.
We got to get the details. This is from the GazetteExtra.com. So some members of the public have expressed various concerns about an anti-discrimination ordinance passed by the Janesville City Council in late March. The center, the people have been focusing the center of the fact that the ordinance forces public establishments to allow transgender individuals to use public bathrooms for the gender with which they identify. People have said the ordinance creates a loophole for sexual predators, putting children at risk when they enter the bathroom or a public bathroom. Those concerns have been expressed at a city council meeting, in emails to the city council members, and letters to the editor for the Gazette. 5 things to know about this ordinance. What does the ordinance cover exactly? That's my biggest question, because, yeah, there's a little controversy behind this one. So what does the ordinance cover exactly? The ordinance prohibits the discrimination in employment and public accommodations based on a person's actual or perceived race, color, creed, religion, national origin, ancestry, age, sex, or gender, disability, arrest or conviction record, marital status, sexual orientation, gender identify or expression. You know what? There's a lot of things that you can discriminate based on. That's what I'm seeing. That's where this whole topic gets very iffy real quick for me. Yes, we want to protect people on all fronts, on all matters of discrimination, and we want to protect from predators, but how do we do that without putting a lot of laws in place, a lot of public signs, and basically forcing people to do what is near impossible? You know, I think for me, what it comes down to is, what do you as an individual do when you identify discriminative things? I think we're going to get to this in the second hour, topics like this. You know what? This means, for example, employers cannot deprive employment opportunities and proprietors of public spaces. They cannot deny goods, services, or facilities based on the variety of grounds that I just shared: ancestry, age, sex or gender, disability, national origin, perceived race, color, creed, or religion. There's a lot of basis for this. And this includes preventing transgender individuals from using whichever bathroom they prefer in, for example, a restaurant. And I know a lot of people on social media made a big deal about this one. I don't know. How do you guys feel about this? I mean, obviously, you want to enable the transgender people to do what they want, just as I would anyone else, right? You want to enable people to do what they want, short of committing any crime or anything. Right. Let people do what they can do. But I think the big question is that in this is, how do you stop predators and those who view transgender as a negative thing, how do you stop them from being discriminative or discriminative? Can you?
I don't know if you really can.
Through law, through anything, can you make these people stop? I mean, you can address the issue.
You can address it, but at the end of the day, it's how that person perceives that.
I think so, and I think that has to do with your own consciousness. Like, what are you thinking about?
In my opinion on that one, I don't want to go into my Donald Trump hat, but our society is really politically correct. We focus on being politically correct, and maybe we should take a page out of corporate America's book. I mean, when you work in factories, everything is safety first. So, I mean, if we focus on safety first, I mean, definitely we don't want a man with a man's anatomy in a woman's bathroom.
Right.
If there's going to be a little girl in there, that's unsafe.
Right,
so
right.
Just step away from the politically correct for a second and focus on the safety. And hopefully the powers that be locally
come to some kind of conclusion. The first thing I thought, because, you know, I dabble in some pretty weird ideas. I thought, you know, what if this wasn't the transgender issue? Let's get back to just public bathrooms. Mm-hmm. Let's just talk about if we remove the sign and you just had a bathroom and the public had to use it. What would you do if you had your child, whether they're transgender or not? What would you say to them before they use this public restroom? Now, like I said, we've removed the signs. It's just one public restroom. Men and women have to use it. What would you do for your kid? You'd probably say something to them, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or you'd probably go with them, or you'd probably not use it. But you have an individual choice.
Right.
And to me, we can label things forever. And I think that only contributes to the problem. Yeah. I almost think of taking away the labels might open the doors of personal responsibility, the individual choices that we can make on our own. I know some crazy ideas, but
I understand that idea as well, and it makes sense. It would actually probably strengthen our society as a whole, because a lot of these laws, they just kind of send you in a certain direction of.
They almost weaken the respect we have between each other. I think sometimes,
exactly.
And that's something I like to point out on a regular basis. The things that reduce individualism, the things that prevent you from having that self-reliance. There's a lot of things you can do for yourself, and that starts with individual decision-making. You have to decide, is this an issue I want to distort into a big problem for everyone else? That's what I saw with this. I do understand where we want to protect the transgender people. We want to enable them to do what they are free to do, because we are free to do what we want. But when it comes to putting an extra sign up or extra notification, I think we might be doing too much. Yeah. I don't know.
You had asked a second ago about discriminatory acts and what we should do about things like that. I think it's impossible to not discriminate or not be prejudicial, because you make a snap judgment as soon as you see a person. Yeah. As soon as you hear their voice, as soon as you see a person, look at their clothes, you make a snap judgment. And that's natural. I mean, asking the person not to discriminate on their own opinions is like asking a person to fly with no wings. It's impossible. So, I mean, I think the big things in that situation, it will be tolerance, knowing how to tolerate people who are different. So.
And that is a strength that you got to build, that muscle, that tolerance. You know, a lot of people talk about lifting weights, getting those muscles and everything. You know what you really got to do? You got to build a mental muscle, and that starts with tolerance, and it starts with you. And you know what? We're not to the Daily Devo yet, man. We got about 10 more minutes here. But this one issue, I wanted to get it out of the way, because it came out a day ago. It came out on Monday, and I felt I avoided it, and a lot of people wanted to hear about this. And I do think, you know, it's easy to fall into a two-sided paradigm on these issues. There's always people calling for immediate action, and then there's people who want to retaliate against people who want immediate reaction. Yeah. There's very few people trying to just step back and give time to the whole thought process and really consider the critical issues here. And that's why I've said this before, I'll say it again, community radio. What we do here is basically allow you to have a public forum. You know, a lot of people wait for city council. They wait for the next public place where they can speak their mind. Janesville Community Radio, we're that one place where you can actually speak your mind, let your voice be heard. We'll amplify your voice. And that's a pretty important tool, a little toolbox here. A lot of people don't know about us yet, but trying to get the word out. We're going on 1 year old in June 18th. It's about time we get the word out, I think.
Yeah.
So let's look at the last part of this. Has this kind of ordinance created problems elsewhere? That's my question, because when we put up the signs or try to do something ordinance-wise, I do believe that this has the capabilities to cause further problems. You can't just take a problem and, you know, put a cap on it. It's probably going to bust out and continue somewhere else. Yep. So has there been any kind of ordinance created problems elsewhere? There have been no reported increases in assaults in bathrooms for for 17 states and various cities, as well as school districts who have granted explicit bathroom rights to transgender people. That is according to a National Transgender Anti-Violence Organization, Forge. So they said this has been beneficial, that this has reduced the problems. I don't know. We do have this link posted on the morning show page, on the WADR morning show page. And if you're looking for any of the links, that's where they're at. You guys got anything going on in the news that you think is major news? What's been going on in the headlines? It's just been super distracting.
Not much.
No? Packer season, they got their schedule?
Yeah.
Yeah.
About it. For me over here.
I know. You shared that, and then actually Paul shared that on Airtime Radio Saturday night. And I was like,
great mind.
Football talk. Let's go to sleep.
I'm
Sorry.
with you on that one.
That's just me.
I don't keep up. I try to every year just so I can keep up with the conversations, but
Right.
I never keep up with.
Every year goes by, you're like, I'm more out of the loop and more. Yeah.
Well, I'll be the guy in the loop for you guys.
Somebody's got to be.
You guys keep me in the loop. I'll keep you guys in the loop.
So the Democratic primaries in New York tonight, Bernie and Hillary, the big showdown. And, you know, what I'm hearing is that even if Bernie wins, it doesn't matter. Hillary's got so many more delegates. I don't know the exact number, but that is what I've heard. Hillary is still going to be in the lead. My big, I guess I was thinking forever that I really thought this, that Bernie was the guy. A lot of people are supporters of Bernie. I've seen a lot of them here in Janesville and throughout southern Wisconsin. So I really got the impression that Bernie is the guy, at least from what I see immediately.
Media makes it look like he's the guy too.
You know, but the media and Bernie says he's not getting coverage. They're still saying that. They're saying they didn't get coverage.
Huh.
I don't want to make a big spectacle out of that, but I definitely disagree.
I disagree as well.
I do too.
And Hillary, it'd be like Hillary saying she hasn't had media spotlight. I mean, I would say they've had about equal. And not only that, but Hillary wasn't on Tom Hartman for 10 years. 10 years on a progressive radio program. And that is quite some time to get your information out on a weekly basis. Talk about having media coverage. And a lot of those Tom Hartman listeners are progressive voters. They're Democratic voters. And so I do believe the coverage has been there for Bernie. And I do believe the momentum he has, no matter how much he keeps that momentum up, it might come down to Hillary still having too many delegates. And I'm not a huge Hillary fan, I got to say. I have not ran into anyone who is, but I saw one Hillary sign.
One sign.
You know what her sign is?
What is it?
It's the voting, you know, on the ballot, it's got an arrow and it points. So her sign is an arrow and it just like points at the house of the person who's for her. And I only saw one of those. So I
simple and basic.
I thought it was funny. I don't know.
She's winning the popularity contest.
She is. or is she? That's my question. Or is she? Is it a big media thing? A lot of us say that there's, I'll use the word iffiness again, a lot of iffiness in our electoral process. And is it showing in the delegate issue? I don't know, but Joel, I know you have an opinion on this.
Yeah.
Delegates. That's a confusing process, right? It is. And we've gone over that. A lot of voters do not understand the delegate process or how that impacts the actual electoral process. And I'll vouch for that. There's some of it that makes sense. There's some of it that completely makes no sense to me. And there's a lot to the entire electoral process that doesn't make any sense to the majority of voters. But come time to cast that ballot, we're going to be out there making those uninformed decisions.
Yeah.
And so hopefully we try to get some of that random, unheard of information to a few voters before then. I've talked about third-party candidates. I've talked about local candidates who are lesser heard of candidates. But here we are talking about the mainstream politicians, and that is what it is. There's other things going on. And to me, that's where I keep putting the spotlight on those other things going on. I actually believe that third parties and let's just say independent candidates could become more mainstream as we get further in this election. It's still early. A lot of people don't think it is, but it is. We haven't even got to the convention yet. And one person that we were trying to get in here this week, I got a message. We're not getting Paul Ryan in here.
No.
His schedule was too busy. But we're going to try again in his busy schedule. His people think we're going to be able to fit him in. He does want to come on the show.
That's cool.
So
that is cool.
It is.
Definitely listen in on that one.
It is. We had Jane Sanders. We interviewed Jane. That was huge interview for me. Talk about being nervous.
He was he was a legislator in Beloit, right? What was that guy?
Paul Ryan?
No, not Paul Ryan. The other guy you just mentioned.
Jane Sanders, actually, the wife of Bernie.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, she called in and did she scheduled like 5-minute interview. We did like 10 or 12 minutes. And she was, she helps out Bernie on the campaign. I think she pretty much goes one way, he goes the other, and they work as a team, which, that's what you want to do, right?
It works.
When you're trying to get stuff done, work as a team.
I see the Hillary logo in that video.
You like that? Just point at the person who's voting for her. That's all it is. Let's get a sign, and it just points at. And like I said, not a lot of Hillary voters. You're really pointing yourself out, and I don't think that's a good thing. I don't know. One of the issues in the primary, the New York primary, is it's a hometown fight between Sanders and Clinton. And a lot of people have said Clinton, it's not really her home state.
Right.
She just kind of uses that. That's what I see with all the candidates. At some point, they all have one issue. Well, no, they got one issue that they use, maybe multiple issues, but there's definitely one for each candidate that they're just like, here's my bragging rights, and vote for me. That's not enough for me. I dig deeper than that.
Yeah. Bernie's a Brooklyn native, so that's his home state.
So he'll likely do well in New York. I do believe he'll do well. He might win New York. He might get the majority of the delegates there. And that's a winner takes all scenario, I think. So, but going ahead, I don't know if it's going to matter. I just don't. We'll have to see how that goes. We're at that time. We definitely are.
Is it that time?
Yeah. Let's cue it up here. If I can. All right. It's about 7 before the top of the hour. And we're going to get to the Daily Devo. Today, we have
Devo for today?
Mongoloid from Are We Not Men? We Are Devo. I know Billy's not probably a huge Devo fan, but after today, I think he will be. So, all right, guys, we're heading to a track, Daily Devo. We'll be back right after this. Thanks for staying tuned.
Mongoloid, he was a mongoloid, and he determined what he could see. And he wore a hat, and he had a job, and he brought home the bacon so that no one
All right, it's 8 a.m. It's the top of the hour. You're listening to WADR LP 103.5 FM in Janesville, Wisconsin. This is the WADR Morning Show on Janesville's one and only community radio station. I'm your host, Reese Wood, today with guest Billy Jones and co-host Joel Squire. And we're going to get into some consciousness-raising discussion in like an hour. I know I'll have some things to say, but great topic. And you know what? We're going to take calls. If you want to call in, maybe you want some obvious salon and spa gift certificates, $10 or $20. I also have free movie passes for 2 to Wildwood Theaters. That's good for regular or 3D movie. All you got to do is call 608-352-9701. And a quick shout out to everybody on the Blab stream. I see I got a couple viewers there. Wake up, guys. Wake up. It's time for coffee. And shout out to everybody listening on 103.5 FM live and on TuneIn Radio as well. We're going to head to a track from Sun Ra, the Sun Ra Quartet. A little jazz this morning. And the track is When There Is No Sun. There is no sun today. That's a good thing. Keep it laid back here. All right. It is April 19th, 2016. We're heading to a track. Thanks for staying tuned.
Sky is a sea of darkness when there is no sun. The sky is a sea of darkness when there is no sun to light the way. When there is no sun to light the way, there is no day. day. There's only darkness, eternal sea of darkness. The sky is a sea of darkness when there is no sun. The sky is a sea of darkness when there is no sun to light the way. When there is no sun to light the way, there is no day. There is no day. There's only darkness, eternal sea of darkness. Sea of darkness when there is no sun. The sky is a sea of darkness when there is no sun to light the way. When there is no sun to light the way, there is no day. There is no day. There's only darkness, eternal sea of darkness, eternal sea of darkness, eternal sea of darkness, eternal sea of darkness, darkness, sea of darkness, darkness, darkness.
People getting crazier day by day, and everybody feeling. What kind of civilization we live in? Young children don't trust. Young children don't feel like dropping out. feeling. Oh, we got the feeling. Body move. Let your body move. Woo, woo, let your body move. Every time you turn your radio on, don't hear about love, don't hear about. I said people feel like jumping out us too young, and everybody feeling. I want you to keep on dancing. Keep on dancing. Keep on singing. Keep on singing. Sing the song. Sing the song. I don't care if it means that I can. Sing the song.
We're back. I'm back. You guys back?
I'm back.
All right. It is April 19th, 2016. We got the windows open in the studio here. It's toasty. It is toasty. Pretty warm outside today. Let's get a real quick forecast. Why not, right?
A little update.
Find out what it's like. Right now, 48 degrees, 71% humidity. And for our detailed forecast today, scattered showers. And high near 60, possible 60 today. Chance of precipitation, 40%. I think it's more than that. I think we're going to get some rain. And that's a good thing. I need one of those days.
Nothing wrong with a little spring rain.
Right? We just got done hearing Eddie Grant. Nobody's got time. That's the truth.
I like the harmonicas in that.
Before that, Sun Ra Quartet, When There Is No Sun. That's what we got going on today. All right, we're in the second hour of the morning show. It is about 10 after the hour. And we got Joel Squire, my regular co-host, and Billy Jones. We're going to talk about, why don't we kind of wrap up on, you were originally in here, what was it, October 2015, around there?
Somewhere around
September?
That time. Yeah, somewhere around that time.
We were talking about mass incarceration. That's still something we focus on. I don't know about you, but it's still on the radar.
I am definitely still...
Haven't let up.
Yeah, definitely.
And, the solutions to that, still the same. It's all on you, the individual, right? I definitely want to get back into some topics regarding the mass incarceration because it is something that continues. But today we're going to talk about consciousness raising. Am I correct?
Yes, that's the subject that we kind of decided on for the day.
So, you know what? Kind of give people a little idea of who you are, some of the things you're involved with, what you do in the community.
Okay. Well, pretty much I'm just a regular citizen in Beloit, Wisconsin, who I'll say about 2 years ago, just kind of got a spark to get involved with a lot of community things. No particular focus whatsoever, just anything to bring people together.
Yep.
Social development, ending antisocial behavior, bringing people together. I mean, anything as far as bringing community members together.
Community work. Community work.
It's all in the lines of ending the rash of violence that's been going on the last couple of years.
That's right.
A lot of, not just myself, but a good majority of the people in Beloit, Wisconsin have been coming together. The individuals as well as the organizations and the businesses have been coming together to do their part to try to end the violence in the community.
Right.
Yep. And I keep telling people that, they asked me on Airtime Radio Saturday night if I see changes in Janesville. We used to have, we still have some history with some racial differences, some background that is not good in Janesville. We have former KKK leader here in Janesville, and he brought some negative light to Janesville back in the 90s. Yeah. And, that stuff does not go away. It can only change, hopefully. But we talked about that Saturday night, and I was asked if I see a change in Janesville. And immediately what I said is I see change in Beloit. And what I said early in the show today, as a person from both cities, I kind of see the communities as the same. Yeah. So, that's a given, right? You got people from Beloit who come to Janesville and vice versa. Yeah. So, the change in one city, probably relative to the other. We do have some change going on. And I kind of think that that's a 2016 thing, a thing of our times. There is a change that is unexplainable, unrecognizable if you're not paying attention. And there are things going on besides all the negativity. Right. And it's hard for people to see it. We talked about this yesterday a little bit, or I did on my lonesome yesterday. Man, was that fun talking to yourself.
Yeah, that's got to be a fun.
Great conversations with Reese and Reese.
Reese in the morning.
But consciousness raising, definitely a topic that if you're one of those people who are like, oh, come on, one of those hippie topics, right? Yeah. No. I'm going to say no. Very important. I talk about critical thinking, all kinds of out-of-the-box thinking all the time on the morning show. So
my favorite words, critical thinking.
Right?
Yeah.
Wish there was more of it. A lot of people say common sense, and it's not common.
It goes beyond that.
Yeah.
It does. I don't know if there is a such thing as common sense, at least not right now. But 2016, we're in a time where we can we have access to all kinds of information that we never had before in history. It's available. It's immediate. I know we have short attention spans for the most part, so that's a good thing. Yeah. The information is right there. All you got to do is jump on a piece of technology, and you have information at your fingertips, whatever that is. And that's where I say critical thinking. 15, 20, 30 years ago, let's say you were a person who enjoyed some critical thinking. You like seeing two sides or multiple sides of a topic. You didn't always have the availability of information.
Right.
You could come to a conclusion, but how do you educate yourself on the perspective that you reach? Let's say I look at some topic one way and I have a change of heart and I'm suddenly thinking something else about it. I got to seek out information now. Yep. How do I do that? Today you can do that. Okay. So those are the real powers that are at our fingertips. And I do see people not utilizing that. What about you?
I see people utilizing it to a certain extent. A lot of people, they gather this information and they take it like it's the gospel. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you have to go a little bit further. When it comes to critical thinking, you have to check the authenticity of these sources. Everything you see on the internet is not true.
Right.
Everybody has an opinion. Everybody's pushing an agenda. So we have to be able to filter that information and kind of see what's correct, go a little bit farther in subjects we're interested in.
It's not an easy thing.
It's not an easy thing, but it is available.
Yes. That's what's important. Yeah. There's a lot of people. The analogy I like making is there's people who talk about the glass half full, glass half empty. Mm-hmm. I'm one of those people that says it's still a glass. There's still a glass there.
Exactly.
I don't care if it's empty. It's still a glass. So, and that's what we're living with. A lot of people who look at it half full, half empty, and that's fine. But we have information that is the glass. It's still here and it's abundant. You said you can look up stuff and prove it, prove its authenticity. Yep. You can also disprove authenticity today. So there are so many things you can do, but it's all about what you perceive and what you're doing as an individual. If you don't take those first steps, you're probably going to look at your neighbor and the person next to you for results. Yeah. And a lot of people do that. They want the person next to them or the person down the road to create action that'll change their problem. Yeah. And I don't want to sound Republican, but I do believe that individuals create the change.
I would agree too.
That's where the political differences in this election cycle are really coming out to me.
Yep.
There's people who want things done, but the way they want things done, that's where people are dividing.
Yep.
I see big government on one side and big government on the other. I don't see a lot of reducing government in need and replacement of individualism.
Yeah.
That's what I would love to see. More people just being people, not calling for a politician to do the work that we can do.
Exactly.
Until I see that, I'm kind of scared,
Yeah.
to be honest. There are some things going on that I hope people start seeing and paying attention to, but that's that consciousness. You got to have it.
Until we get there, we won't see the shift in power. I mean, because the power is supposed to be with the people. And I mean, the power right now is definitely with the politicians.
We are that fourth branch. A lot of people say there's 3 branches to the government. And since I was a kid, I asked a lot of people, I said, aren't we the people in there somewhere? As a kid, I even said that. And we do have a role, but that role goes silent unless we really do something.
Yeah.
And when I say we do something, doing something doesn't mean calling on your local rep or your politician to do the actions you can do. And I don't want to tie the transgender issue into this, but things like that, where we are calling on change that we can do ourselves. And I don't want to, I hope nobody's head exploded on that.
Yeah.
But because I know that is a sensitive issue, that does make sense. I know it's a sensitive issue, but we have to start thinking, what can we do first before we ask for ordinances, for laws and legislation? That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I've said that around our radio station even. Every vote, every decision made by any individual counts on another individual creating the energy behind it. You can't just ask for something without knowing it's going to require human effort.
Yeah.
And when you realize that, you realize you got to put your human effort into it instead of asking someone else.
Yeah, and if I could take a second to give a big salute to Beloit. A lot of people cannot see it, like you said, but there are a lot of changes going on in Beloit.
Definitely.
The thing about those changes that are peculiar to some people, it's the people.
Right.
It's the actual people in the community that are actually doing it themselves, that are taking the stopping the violence to the next level themselves. Everybody's doing their part to try to end the violence in Beloit. So we're not waiting for the police to do it. We're not waiting for the politicians to pass ordinances. We're not waiting for gun laws to pass. We're actually getting out here. We're talking to people who can influence
other people. That's right.
Yeah.
And that's what I see in Beloit. That's what I see. Janesville's got a little something else going on. I don't know, because I do live in Beloit. I come up here every day. I'm in Janesville as much as I am in Beloit. I just happen to live in Beloit. But what I see in Beloit is a lot of people organizing events, which we're going to talk about. I see people creating initiatives, little volunteer opportunities to do things, which I think we're going to talk about also. I see individual efforts, the stuff I am talking about. I see that in Beloit. And I know because I'll say this. I've been one of those people. I'm one of those people. It was around 2012, 2013 that I said, I got to do something different as an individual. What can I do?
Yep.
I started listening to podcasts, getting education. I started using the web more.
Yep.
And what was it? I believe early 2015, I started doing the Beloit podcast because I said, here is one thing I can do. I can take a microphone and get people's stories out, and let's get individual stories out.
Yeah.
And that kind of brought me to this radio station. So it from one thing to the next, but that's what happens when you realize it's time for you to do something.
Exactly.
Right.
And for me, it hasn't stopped.
Yeah.
I've been here pretty much 5 days a week since early 2015.
Yeah. I'll give a fair warning to anybody who does want to start walking in that direction. It will not stop, because once you take a few steps in a certain direction, you'll realize that there are so many people who've already done so much work. Half of your ideas or visions, the work is already done for you.
That's right.
So once you get there, you're like, okay, somebody already did this, so you have to take it to the next level.
Right.
So it's raising consciousness. I mean, it's not a hippie subject at all.
No.
But you know how people do say that right away.
It's a political subject. It's a social subject.
Really is,
I mean, we are all awakened right now. Nobody is asleep anymore because all the information is there. Some people are ignoring it, but everybody's awakened. Nobody is asleep on what's going on around us at this point, politically, socially.
That's right.
Yeah, nobody's asleep.
The only thing that makes it hard for us is when we try to come together. I know
That's the trickiest part of all this.
there's a lot of positivity going on, and I do see a reduction in negativity, especially in our local community here. But how do we come together? And normally when we come together, it's over proposed ordinance, proposed law.
Right.
Let's go to our public forum. Let's go to city council. Yeah, and that's great. That is one way to do things. The other way is outside the box, completely outside the box. And it's unspoken, unknown, and that doesn't mean it can't be done.
Yeah.
So here we are on our 1 year, at least for me, 1 year into this mission, this thing I'm on, this treadmill, whatever it is.
We keep running into each other on this path.
That's
though.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. So let's talk about this event. You're going to be part of the Unity in the Community event. Now, I got a little background on it, but for listeners who are not familiar, let's get the details out.
Okay. Well, I am not the organizer of the event. I'm not the person who puts it together. I am. Last year, it was my first year on the planning committee.
Yeah.
And what I pretty much figured out I can do, I know a lot of the artists in Beloit, the rappers, so to speak, and I was trying to get a lot of those guys to come out and kind of bring their following.
Yep.
To come out, to support. And I'll probably do that again this year. And any other way that I can get involved. And we haven't really sat down, the planning committee this year, to really discuss anything. But like I said, it's individuals, organizations, and businesses in Beloit community coming together, pooling our resources and trying to bring everybody together.
And I know there's a page on Facebook. If anyone's looking for the details, all you got to do is type Unity in the Community on your Facebook search bar. This is going to be July 23rd from noon until 5 p.m.
We're going to have a barbecue contest.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Can't go wrong with barbecue.
It's going to be a talent show. Beloit Unity got talent.
Okay.
So it's going to be fun. Last year we did we shot for the largest Nene dance in the area. We had police officers out there dancing. We had kids in the community out there dancing. Old people were dancing. I mean, everybody was out there dancing. I mean, it's all about having fun. You know what I mean?
That's what you do.
And that's what you want to see. That
businesses made contributions and donations where they were able to buy everybody ice creams who showed up. I mean, everybody gets involved.
I'm looking at the details. It looks like there's going to be booths from local employers, college, military recruitment officers, blood drive, live entertainment, vendors, raffles, food and beverages, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So you could come out for fun and end up leaving with a job.
Opportunities. That's
opportunities,
what, so that's one event. We have Unity in the Community. That's going to be July 23rd, noon to 5. On May 14th, we have the Beloit State Line Peace Rally. So we're talking about two events, two initiatives that are going on. And these aren't the only ones. Right. No, there's more stuff going on. And the Beloit, I keep saying Beloit because it will be in Beloit, but it is the State Line Peace Rally. And as a volunteer in that, I know we called it State Line Peace Rally because we're trying to reach the Rockford area, Janesville, the surrounding areas. But we got, I think, 9 bands. It's going to go on from noon until about 9 at night. And we'll also have workshops, all kinds of tables, informative tables. We got everyone from the Red Cross is going to be there. I believe the Humane Society, also Youth for Change, Project 1649. We have, I believe right now, 10 to 15 different informative tables.
Yeah.
The idea of this event is to bring opportunities to youth and basically anyone in our community. But I tried as a volunteer to focus this on youth-oriented projects and programs and nonprofits. So here's 2 events. This is what Beloit and the area needs. More community things that, don't cost a lot. You just go. and you find opportunities. And, you can go on the web and find opportunities. But the one thing I said was, let's bring all these into one place at one time physically for people. So for the people who don't have the tech savviness or anything, let's do this physically. And unity in the community, that I'm going to be there. I'm going to be at the Peace Rally. I'm going to try to make all the Beloit events.
I'll be at the Peace Rally as well. I would like to get more involved with that one. I didn't get involved with that one last year. So.
This is the first one. This is going to be the first, great. First of its kind. Basically what this was a bunch of people got together after the shooting of the young Austin Ramos.
Okay, yeah, that was tragic.
It was. And for me, the last straw was before, like I said, early 2015, we had a series of shootings and killings in 2013 that kind of went into 2014. And for me, early 2015, I said, that's enough. I'm going to do the Beloit podcast. Yep. And that was a free effort that I did. And I still plan on getting back to someday because it will always be there. But
last time I came out with my baby brother, who's 17 now. And he was actually a victim of a shooting.
Yes.
A few days before we came on that radio. So he still had his cast on and everything.
Yes.
And like those young guys in the neighborhood, a lot of people don't realize what they go through because the people who are killed, who they all know, the list is just so long. I mean, I could just go on and name all these people who were killed over the years, and they're young. I mean, none of them made it to 22, 23. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And, it's just stuff we've seen as community members. It's had an impact on us as individuals. And what you see going on today is the result of that. Is the exact result of that. And like I said, I don't want to say that last one is what sparked me, but
it was the needle that.
It definitely,
yeah, for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, actually, that was blocks away from my home, a couple blocks. And I've said this before, I have 4 little ones, my own, 4 little girls, and I don't even know what this would be like. I can't imagine.
I can't imagine it either.
But I did say, you know what, here's a group of people coming together. They want to do something, and we all met at the Overflowing Cup in Beloit. A couple meetings later, we had an idea. Yeah. We came up with something. Here it is.
And that's what happens every time. It just takes people to come together, and that's what nobody realizes.
Human energy, not money, not anything.
Nothing.
Can't replace it.
Yeah. I don't have money.
Me either. I still got debt today. Still another day, but